family that prays together, stays together. My name is Helmin, Semian of the congregation of Holy Cross. Today I would like to share with you about a purpose-driven life, a topic that I feel is so important for the youth. And as we talk about a purpose-driven life, there are some important things that we need to note. One of them is that you were created for God's pleasure. You are created for God's family. You are created to be like Christ. You are created to serve God. And you are created for a mission. And the question that I want to pose is, what is the purpose of your life? When I talk about the purpose of your life, the purpose of my life, we need to know that it is greater than your personal fulfillment. It is greater than the peace of your mind. It is greater than your own happiness. It is even far beyond your family, far beyond your career, and it is greater than your wildest dreams and your ambitions. If you want to know why you are placed on this planet, you have to start with God. He is your creator. He is the one who directs all the creatures. He is the one who empowers us. If you want to attain the purpose that you are created for, and you begin by yourself, it will not make sense. Must you want to attain your purpose? You have to begin with God. When we begin with God, we come to discover our own origin, our identity, our meaning, our significance, and our destiny. Romans chapter 8 verse 6 says that attention to God leads to a free, spacious, and open end, while obsession to self leads to a dead end. So, in order for us to know the reasons as to why we are placed on this planet, as to why we are created, as to why we exist, we need to have that trust in God. We need to ask God to always illumine us, to always tell us, to always remind us of what we are created for, because it's always the one who gives us knowledge, is the source of everything that we need. So, dear youth, dear listeners, it is always very important to know, understand the purpose of our life, but starting with God who created us. There are some steps that can help us to attain the purpose of our life. First of all, always consider your dreams. I know sometimes we may have a lot of dreams that are lingering in our mind. You may have a lot of things that you are thinking about, that you are thinking to do. Always consider them. Then clarify your values. For example, if you want to be a doctor, if you are thinking of becoming a doctor, an engineer, always clarify the values you think that are good for you to become a doctor. Then set some goals. These goals will help you to attain the values so that you can fulfill your dreams. Then after that, figure out what you are good at. You may be thinking of becoming a doctor, and yet you are not good at sciences, and yet you failed sciences, but you did well in arts. So after discovering what you are good at, then take it and build on it. Aim high. We always have to aim high, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your family background. And then be disciplined. If you want to be, say, an engineer, or always you have to be disciplined to ensure that the goals you have set are fulfilled, and also believe you can achieve your goals. We need to have that self-belief, to always have high self-esteem, to ensure that sometimes we don't do well because we undermine ourselves. Sometimes we look at our history, at our family background, and you may be keen and say, if in my family no one attained a degree, who am I? But believe that you can do better. In your family might not be having anyone with a degree, but believe me, if you have that belief in yourself, you can be the first one, and the rest can follow. Always involve others. We know that we can't do everything on our own. I always like this statement of Professor John Beatty, who says, I am because we are. Because we are, therefore I am. It means that we always gain from others, the experience of others, the opinions, the suggestions, the critiques can help us to become better persons. Because as we know, you may not have all the knowledge that you need, but when you share with others, you get different opinions, you get different views that can help you to build more on what you have. And the last step is never give up. I know you might be striving to be a doctor, and on your way, you may meet challenges. Maybe school fees may not be enough. You may even drop out of school. But keep in mind that you will attain that. Keep trusting in God and trusting yourself. Praying hard that your goals can be fulfilled. So regardless of the challenges that you face, please remain firm, remain strong, remain courageous. It is always very important to have a purpose in our life, to have a life that is driven by purpose. And there are some significances of having this in our mind. The first one is that knowing your purpose gives meaning to your life. If you have that purpose that you are aiming at, your life makes a meaning other than just being confused, having many things in your mind, and you can't choose which one you want to be. And when life is given a meaning, it is also simplified. You concentrate on things that you feel matter. If you have chosen to be a businessman or a business lady, you concentrate on business. And this helps you to always put attention on what you have chosen to do. And also, all your effort is put on what you have concentrated to do, and you also become selective. You don't just do everything. Also, having a life driven by purpose also helps us to motivate us. It also motivates your life. So purpose always produces a person, and nothing energizes like a purpose. So if you have that purpose that you are aiming to achieve, you always be motivated to ensure that you attain it, and also know your purpose prepares you for eternity, because we know that we are created by God and for God. So at the end, we shall go back to God. So if you have that purpose in your life, It will help you to attain that eternity. You always live a happy person. And because you live a happy person, you always be appreciative of who you are. You will be appreciative why you created on earth. And because of this, you'll be able to live a virtuous life, to live a life that is pleasing to God. And then at the end, you'll go to heaven. Living a purpose-driven life is a path to peace. And this peace also helps you. We need to live a peaceful life. And also the way you see your life shapes your life. How you define your life determines your destiny. Your perspective will also influence how you invest your time, how you invest your money, how you value your parents, and how you value your friendship. Also allow me to share with you some of the things that can hinder you from attaining your purpose in life. One of them is being driven by guilt and shame. Sometimes there are some experiences that have happened to us in our lives. And when we keep looking at them, when we keep focusing on them, we shall always remain remorseful. And at the end, we shall not be able to do what we are supposed to do. Another one is anger and resentment. You might have been disappointed, maybe by your parents, maybe by your teachers, by your neighbors, by your friends, or by the people who have been close to you. But if you don't forgive, you'll be like someone who is in prison. So you need to remove that anger out of you, to get rid of that anger, so that life can move on. So this means that you have to forgive. And if you don't forgive, believe me, you will not do much, because you will always keep grumbling. You will always keep so bitter. Another thing that can also stop you, or that can hinder you from attaining your purpose in life, is fear. Sometimes we have a lot of fear in our lives. Maybe you have been intimidated by your parents. Maybe you have been intimidated by some other people, or maybe you have been told about many things. And because of that, you have that fear in your life. Or sometimes you may say, I don't want to do this. We fear consequences. But sometimes it is important to take risks, so long as you know what you are doing is important. So long as what you are doing is valuable. So you need to have that courage. You need to get rid of fear, because fear will hinder you from doing many things. You just keep hiding yourself, hiding your talents, and at the end, you may not achieve what you are supposed to do. And then the last one is the need for approval. Sometimes we don't believe in ourselves. We need to be approved. When you do something and no one appreciates, you feel that it's not important. You feel it is not valuable. But sometimes we don't need the approval of others. We need to approve ourselves, to know that I have the strength, I'm courageous, I'm strong. God has given me the gifts that I need. So, dear listeners, especially the youth who are still growing, who are still discerning what to do, please always set a purpose in your life. Always have goals that you ought to achieve, so that you can attain that which God has created for you. As I was beginning, I said that you are created for a mission. You are created to serve God. So let us always strive. Let us try all the best, so that you can achieve the purpose that God has created for you to do. A world at prayer is a world at peace.